I'm hoping some of you saw the teaser I posted for this video last week, but if you didn't, then I'm kind of throwing you into the deep end in terms of what to expect from this LOONA winter special album reimagining. If you did, how was it? I know the quality wasn't great because the 2020 Season's Greetings DVD only exists in 480p, but did we get the vibe? Did that come across? I'm just testing some things for a potential future video. So just getting into it, this is something I wanted to see from LOONA for years. The closest we've gotten is obviously the many versions of the Carol. I also want to count the 2021 holiday stages, just because that should have been hinting at something. So anyways, a LOONA winter album. Some people may jump immediately to Christmas music, but I'm not 100% there. There's gonna be a lot of Christmas influence, but I also wanted the songs to just have a winter vibe. The issue there is when most people think of winter songs, they go to Christmas songs, but I tried, okay? I have two name candidates for this. If we want to go with the theme breaker, it would be Snowdrop. If we want to go with the symbol theme, which is my preferred choice, minus 12 degrees Celsius, well below freezing, and also the LOONA number. Side note, what's the coldest you guys have ever experienced? I don't think I've ever gone below -7 degrees Celsius. I just think -12 degrees Celsius has more impact and it makes you think of LOONA in more than one way. For the pre-album promotions, the teasers, I think it would be neat to start the era with this 0 degrees Celsius teaser, which would show a world being covered in frost. The album intro begins playing at the very end as snow starts to fall and the frozen earth orbiting the moon, like in the PTT music video, turns into 0 degrees Celsius. Symbolism, you know? Aside from that, we'll have a pre-release single, which I'll go over later. Overall, I wanted the photo shoot and the teasers to have both a casual, cozy feeling and another more Christmas theme, but LOONA don't have a full group Christmas event or photo shoot I could use, so just imagine it. Into the track list we go, starting with the intro. I will be referencing back to the teaser video I've released, so just keep that in mind. The intro would be Welcome to SMCU Palace, an orchestral track playing on motifs heard in many winter and Christmas songs from the 2022 SMCU Palace SM Town Winter album, which brought us such smash hits as Got the Beat. The song has some very dramatic moments, but mostly it reminds me of the Love and Evil intro. My favorite part about the intro is how smoothly it feeds into the next track of the album, LaBoom's Winter Story, which I have renamed Our Winter's Tale, performed by the 1/3 unit as well as Yojen. The song plays on musical narratives heard in 1/3's mini-albums, but most importantly, it builds on their concept as the innocent unit and allows them to show off vocally. Next up is Girls' Generation TTS's First Snow, which I renamed You and assigned to Odd Eye Circle. Slayful vocal trio meets slayful vocal trio. The song mixes R&B inspiration with a more traditional Christmas sound, which makes it more than perfect for the unit. I would have made this the opener if Winter Story didn't fit so well with the intro. Of course, Y are third with their own unit song. I decided on Twice's Wonderful Day. I thought it sounded like it fit Beauty and the Beat, kinda like a Christmas version of Frozen. Not quite, but you guys get it, I think. More than Christmas though, this song just generally reminds me of snowfall. It might be the lyrics, but also just the trilling in the background sounds like snow. Definitely would like to see the units do a medley stage for end of year festival with these three. Our first full group track is also the title track in the form of April Snowman. The song is such an underrated K-pop winter necessity. I just really think a music video that doubles as an excuse for the girls to have fun in the snow is needed at this time. I don't really have many thoughts on what the video should look like, but just think winter, fun, magic. Not necessarily Christmas, but just winter. After that comes Cherry Bullet's Ting-a-Ring-a-Ring, which I renamed The Bell. It's not 100% a Christmas winter song since it came out in January, but it definitely has the sentimentality of one. Cherry Bullet are just so good at these light and bright and cozy songs. This was, I think, the last addition to the track list. Now it's time for our pre-release single, Billy's Snowy Night. incapable of releasing a bad song, it's true. I also really love the music video for this song, and the otherworldly magical vibes of it reminds me of Outer Circle in a way. I think I would love it if this music video was more like a desolate world coming out in late November, and it's them basically trying to bring back Christmas. The music video ends with them finding a snow globe, shaking it, and the camera pans into it before cutting off. Now, something I didn't mention is that the Snowman music video starts by zooming into a snow globe and ends with a girl seeing something in the sky, tying the two videos together in a loop, you know, like the Mobius. After that is another very cozy winter song, Lovelyz' First Snow. This is the second song called First Snow on the tracklist, but it got to keep its name as well as a Korean title that translates to The First Snow Falls. Originally, this was the title track, but the more I listened to it, the more I realized it's such a perfect B-side. Lovelyz are, of course, a group known for their vocals, and I thought it would be great to have this as a hidden gem. Now it's time for the first new unit. This is the Snow unit. It consists of Yeojin, Hase, and Hyunjin. I knew they had to get a strong vocal-heavy ballad, and I landed on IU's ending scene, which I changed to Parting Words. It's one of the songs that's not originally a winter song, but it reminds me of winter in the sense that it has this cold vibe to it. The Venn diagram of ballads and non-winter songs that could be winter songs is a near perfect circle. We have another unit, but it's not a new one. It's the return of the Believe unit, or as they're known internationally, the Viriv unit. The ones who brought us the Carol 2.0. I've wanted them to bring back this random combination of members for a special single release for years. Also, not just this unit, but like, they had the chance for so long to include random unit songs, like the Night and Day units. That's my Roman Empire. Anyways, they will be taking on Twice's Ice Cream Melting, a very soft and delicate song, so I thought it would suit Vivi and Cherry, especially with Eve providing the perfect contrast. I do usually try to avoid having the same artist twice, but exceptions must be made for concept albums like this. The third new unit track is Stella Jung's Winter Dream, provided by the Dream unit. Coincidentally, I do think this is many people's dream unit. Hee Jin Chu and Kim Lip serve up a soft and cozy Christmas song, and I know they would devour it. They all have such good control of their voices, and hearing their harmonies would be heavenly, and just imagine if they released special live performance clips for these unit songs. It's gonna be the All I Want for Christmas ending, but for a whole song. Winter dream swims in my paws. We're picking things back up with the return of OT12 tracks in the form of Girls' Generation's Diamond. This is a classic. It's specifically a Christmas song that's not actually Christmas themed, so it just sounds like a winter song. If you don't think LOONA are the true spiritual successors to Girls' Generation, then we need to have a chat. It has the perfect blend of upbeat, hopeful, with just a tinge of something sad. I don't know what it is, but something about the last parts of the song. I think a more modern take on the song would bring out more of that joyful vibe, kind of like if Around You was produced in the same style as Heart Attack. Staying within SM Town, we have SES's Candy Cane, renamed Candy Cane Lane. It's a classic big band jazz-influenced Christmas song complete with scatting. It's a vocal-focused song, but it's intentionally not a ballad. This is the chance for the warm voices in LOONA to shine, so Eve, Yeojin, Jinseo, Heejin. Our final unit comes to us as the Wish unit. I named all the units after something related to Christmas and winter and fitting with the theme of their song. I had the Wonder unit and the Snow unit and the Joy unit, and then I realized I was creating Ujusonyo. So now we have Believe, Snow, Dream, and Wish. Wish is made up of Jinseo, Haeju, and Gowon, so I wanted it to subvert some expectations, and I thought Moonbyo's present would fit these members perfectly. We're keeping the big band jazz sound in a much more upbeat and party-like package, no pun intended. It even has a little possible dance breakdown, which would be perfect for them. I also think these three members have such a good synergy in their tones where they can all stand out but still flow perfectly. How do I get them in the studio? Now we go back to SM to the same album as Diamond even, with FX's 123, which I renamed Forevermore. I thought it was a little more poetic. It is embarrassing how long it took me to realize all the songs on that album are in English. I don't know if I would want all the English songs on the track list to be in English, but this is the one I would like the most as a sudden English track. It has some of the best lyrics for an original English K-pop song pre-2020. I also just need more people to acknowledge this song. It's good even outside of a winter context. And that concludes the last OT12 track, so that brings us to our second 1/3 track of the album. Why wouldn't they bring back the original units twice for a winter album? It's about making dreams come true. So they bring to us After School's Love Love Love, which has that essential vulnerability I associate with 1/3 songs. I will say though that I would want the producing to be updated a little bit to give the instrumental more variety and layer in some more harmonies and ad-libs. The next track is an Odd Eye Circle and Yeojin track, or should I say Frog Eye Circle, Bear Eye Circle. White Christmas is a collaboration between 3 vocal pillars, those being Punch, Baekhyebin, and Iboram, also known as Sia. The song is bringing the mood down for a more cozy vibe once more. It makes you think of a crackling fireplace or watching the snow fall through the window by candlelight. The song also utilizes harmonies so well, and I thought the synergy of Odd Eye Circle suited it so much, and out of the 2 songs I picked for them, Yeojin suited this one more. I wanted her to feature on one 1/3 track and one Odd Eye Circle track, so she wouldn't have disproportionately fewer songs. The final full track of the album is brought to us by YY with Uju Sonyo's soft ballad Lights Up. It reminded me of One Way, so I knew it had to be YY. The soft and light vocals are right up their alley. It also helps that I can even hear the girls in certain parts. This is also the second longest unit track after the Snow units, so who would be mad about adding 4 minutes to YY's short discography? I also really love the way it fades out. Perfect ending. But the album isn't fully over. We still have the outro, Sunny Hills, The End of Winter. Like the title says, it's still a very winter-coded song, but with elements reminding you of springtime and snow melting, which makes it perfect as the background music to the teaser signaling the end of this era in about February-March. And now for the real grand finale, the bonus track, the song we've been waiting for since 2016, the Carol OT12 version. When I created this album last year, it was called the Carol 3.0, but someone ruined those plans, so this is the Carol 4.0. Obviously, this is getting a special video dropped on the 25th, but scheduled in advance. I'm not a monster who would make people work on Christmas Day. What's the point in having scheduled posts if you can't plan in advance? At several K-pop companies who can't schedule for the life of So that is my vision for a LOONA winter album. Honestly, it started as a mini, as these tend to do, and then just grew as my vision took over. This is also my last planned video of the year, so I will continue making Universe ticket recaps, but aside from that, I don't have another video planned until next year. This is your chance to put in a request for a video, and in return, all I ask is that you do not forget about Gaza, Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Haiti, and every person who will not be able to spend the holiday safe and warm. There are some links in the description for ways to help, but I also want to encourage all of you to look locally as well. No matter how big or small, we can all have a positive impact on someone.